What's up, guys? Welcome back to TCG Bros. Today we have a deck profile on Madolche. I've been talking this deck up a little bit in the last few deck profiles, and I finally have the opportunity to bring it to you guys because it's finally finished completely after testing for a little bit, and I'm pretty happy with what the build is now. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. We play 3 Madolche, 3 Angeli, 3 Hoot Cake, 2 Messengelado, 2 Muful, and 1 Pudding Cess. Now this is the complete Madolche lineup for the monsters. Now you play 3 Majorline obviously, so you can search out your other monster like combo pieces if you have the Brilliant Fusion in hand, which I am playing because I prefer that build just because of how explosive it is. I don't like the Psychic Engine or the TG Stun. I do definitely prefer kill him quick or obviously lose really quickly in today's meta, because that's usually how it's going to go anyway, because you got to keep up with the speed of Pepe or Perform Age Pendulum, which is obviously going to be one of the best decks, if not the best decks post Bosch. It definitely is going to be the best deck post Bosch. Well, Breaker Shadows. And then we obviously play the 3 Angeli because it becomes any one of these cards. And it also starts off your Hoot Cake combo, because if you go Angeli Hoot Cake, you can obviously banish the Angeli to summon this guy to search. Then we played 2 Messengelado. You don't want to open it, so you try to play a low number. I didn't want to play 3 obviously because it can be dead in hand. And then the 2 Muful. I still like this card. I kind of want to drop it down to 1 once we get certain cards and Breaker of Shadows. But other than that, I still like it. So I can go Muful, Angeli, and then just have the best starting combo without Brilliant Fusion. And then we play the 1 Pudding Cess for the Chocolate Allet mode, as well as overlaying with Seraphinite, that stuff. That's pretty good. It's a total of, I believe, 14 Madolches. Or 15, somewhere around there. Then off to the Brilliant Fusion engine, we are playing the clowns along with that. So we are playing 2 Damage Juggler, 2 Hat Tricker, and then 1 Clown, as well as an Electromagnetic Turtle and the Double Garnet. This is definitely one of my favorite engines in the entire game right now. Brilliant Fusion is just is a really powerful card. It gets you a +2 with 1 card, so you get a monster and you get a search with this, or you get to summon this, or you get to survive a turn, which most of the time if I'm forced to go first and I have Brilliant Fusion, I'll dump this, or unless I have it in hand, then I'll dump this, summon this, summon that, and then make Dweller and just detach that. It's just insane. Of course we gotta play the 2 Garnet. This is obviously for the Brilliant Fusion. You can also summon this off of Daigusto Emerald, which I do play, so that you can make another rank 4 play if you have the Trick Clown underneath it. I'm considering dropping Trick Clown completely come Breaker of Shadows, specifically because there's going to be better combo pieces in Breaker of Shadows, and I never liked playing this card while testing. And it always seemed dead, and I don't want to waste a normal summon on it if I had it in hand. But that's it for the monster lineup. I believe it's a total of 22 monsters. Off to the spells. We play the 2 Chateau and 1 Ticket. This is all I felt that was really needed. Being able to activate Chateau, getting the ticket effect when you have like Tiramisu, or more importantly, Chocolate Allet mode on field. This is very powerful because you can activate this, send monsters back into the deck, then you can trigger Ticket, both Ticket and Chocolate Allet mode, so you get 2 more monsters on board to overlay for Tiramisu and just spin more stuff. Then we play, of course, the Brilliant Fusion engine. This is still like by far one of my favorite engines in the game right now. I do have specific plans for this card in multiple deck profiles coming soon, so be on the lookout for those in 2016. because I will definitely be pumping out more deck profiles with Nathan constantly. And then we play 3 Instant Fusion. This is probably my favorite spell in the deck besides Brilliant Fusion, because I can abuse this card to an extent with Hoot Cake, because I can banish the Norden with Hoot Cake and then special summon the Nodin back off of a Levier, getting Nodin's effect again to make another rank 4. So half the time you have a Levier and 2 rank 4s on board, one of them most likely being a tiramisu or something. So being able to spin all that is really a really strong play. And it's really strong when you can get the OTK off with this card. Especially when you can summon back that Nodin and then summon like a Gelato from the grave and put them both in attack mode. Because that Nodin that's summoned off of the Levier, although it's not summoned by Instant Fusion anymore, so you can still attack with it. So that's 41 on board just with just them, and then you have the Levier, which is a 69 or 59, somewhere around there. I can't math right now. And the MVP throughout testing is Double Magical Spring. Now, if you don't know what this card does, it's a quick play spell card that's really good against the Perform Mages and Magician cards. Basically, it stops your opponent from Wavering Eyes, activating Lusters, Wisdom Eyes, and you also get the chance to... It's kind of like Upstart as well. So you draw a number of cards up to the number of face-up monsters, your face-up spell and trap cards your opponent controls. So with the Pendulum Scales, you get 2 draws, and if they activate Wavering Eyes, you get 3 draws. And most of the time, you only have this card up unless you activate Brilliant Fusion. So you'd have 2 face-ups. So it's essentially a +1. But half the time, what you're discarding is either going to be dead cards that you can't use next turn, or Madolches, so that you can tiramisu your opponent's board next turn, which is really strong. But other than that, I do feel like this card's a very good competitor in the next couple formats, especially against Pendulum decks. This card is just insane. I do recommend picking these up if you can. Then we play the 2 MST. I dropped this down from 3 to 2. I was playing 3 for a while before I was playing Magical Spring. And when I started playing Magical Springs, I drew into this often, so I felt like it was okay to drop it down to 2. And I'm trying to play this out as if I'm playing next format, when the Breaker of Shadows drops in like not even a month. So this card is going to be Twin Twisters, which is, if you don't know, it's a quick play spell out of Breaker of Shadows that discard 1 card to destroy 2 spell and trap cards on the field. And that just seems really, really busted to me, because you're taking 2 cards away from your opponent, and although you're discarding for it, you can discard Clowns easily, or you can discard a Madolche for a tiramisu play, or starting off a Hoot Cake that you have in hand. And then, of course, we play the 1 Foolish for the Clowns, and or starting off Hoot Cake, and then Regeki. And then we play 3 traps. We play 1 Palooza, 1 Warning, and 1 Vanities. And that's it for the main deck. On to the extra. We play, of course, the 1 Chocolala mode. This is obviously something that you can make in the deck with Seraphonite and Pudding Cess. It's also like very key with a ticket if you want to be able to make this, and you can make also you can make a tiramisu alongside it and then spin multiple cards. So it's a really strong play in my opinion. And this is more of a OTK enabler because it becomes 3000 with Chateau, and then you can target it with a Perform Mage Trapeze Magician. And I also played Durindal. I didn't think I was going to start playing this, but post Breakers of Shadows, this card's going to be insane, because most people are going to start signing Draw and Lockbird. If you don't know what Draw and Lockbird is, it's this card right here. I'd have you look into it. I don't really want to explain it. This will be a discussion video hopefully soon about that card. But this card and that card is just insane. And this also stops your opponent from doing certain plays, because you can like shuffle back their combo pieces in hand and make them draw a completely new hand, and make them start over. Most of the time it works. Sometimes it's not in your favor, but you gotta play it correctly. Then we play, of course, the 2 Tiramisu. This card's the nuts. It's just really good against pendulums, especially monsters that can't be targeted, like Cosmo, which is not really a problem for this deck whatsoever. Then we play 1 Trapeze, 1 Castel, 101. I decided to put this back in, and the reason being is because I can actually make this going first and have the vanities, or I can just sit on it in defense mode and buy myself some time, which has happened before, and it forces your opponent to play bad. So like, they'd have to either A, make an Ignister if they're playing before Mage, or B, attack it at least 3 times. So that's good. Or make Castel, which in Cosmo is kind of hard to make. So then we play, of course, the 1 Dweller and then the 1 Emerald to shuffle all these back, because some of these cards are really, really important. And then for rank 3s, we are playing double Sea Dragon, Leviair, and 1 MX Invoker. I hardly make this, but there are situations when you do need it. Same with the second Leviair. This is probably my favorite card in the extra deck, because it just lets me abuse this card, Nodin. This card definitely should be at 1 or at least banned, in my opinion. I do feel like it's going to be fairly unhealthy for the game coming in the next set. If you do pay attention to OCG, this card is very, very abusable when it was live in their format, because they were able to do some pretty nutty combos, especially with like old cards that aren't even played now here, that aren't even banned like it is over there, like Seraphs and stuff. And then of course we play the 1 Seraphonite, which does allow you to get an additional normal summon. So that's why this and Majoline's 2-card combo, this card's just nuts. It lets me summon Mageline and then search an Angeli to start off with like a ridiculous combo piece play. But that's it for the deck profile, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please give us feedback on decks if you feel like it, and or just constantly watch our videos, and be sure to subscribe as well, because in the near future we will be having a lot coming up in 2016, which I hope you guys will be interested in, because it's a lot of stuff, and I'm going to be very happy to be able to work with Nathan and show you guys. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed the video.